Hey guys, welcome back to Globe Trekker Gaming. Today we'll be moving on to part 21 of our gameplay of Suzerain. Let's get going. So in the last part, I agreed to give some of the government budget to Gassom to help build up some oil fields, and also get a commitment from the former president who now runs Gassom to really try to focus on improving like the education and healthcare and everything of the workers and the local economy. And it ended with like a protest blocking the exit there, and I could either escape in a helicopter or try to confront the crowd, and I think I'm going to go ahead and confront the crowd there and try to promote a message of unity. Let's just see real quick. I just want to see here. It's probably going to have some sort of... It's a state co-investment with Rizia. That was the kingdom that's nearby. And it's basically going to help do some investment, and Rizia is going to get some energy infrastructure as well. But I think having the foreign investment is going to help build up the economy. So word of caution... So yeah, cautious optimism due to Rizia's ties to Grace. What's that again? The Guild of Royal Allies for Commercial Exchange. It's got like a bunch of different ones there. I'm gonna zoom out to the map here and see where Rizia is again. Oh yeah, it's right here. So I mean, they're another neighbor we probably should support then, but... Yeah, Or no, yeah, so it's Sordland, Lesbia, and Rizia. Okay, well, we'll see how things go there. Anywho, let's go back to, what was it, Narbel, because I think now we're going to actually confront that crowd that was protesting. So let's go here, leave Gassom and Narbel. So a volatile situation has emerged outside the Gassom facility with sizable crowd of protesters amassing. I'm going to address the protesters and leave via car, because I think that's a good way to have the president speak to the people and show that he's there to support the people. Again, I know when I first started, I wanted my guy to be kind of a dictator, but like a benevolent dictator, but I've kind of taken the whole approach of he needs to be a man of the people and everything, so that's kind of what this game does. I mean, things change up as you play it. So I'm just going to address the protesters. So it's saving there, and it's probably going to have some sort of like story developing here. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. So, as we stepped out of the tower and front gate, I immediately became aware of how tense the situation was. Gus Major stood to my right, his silhouette barely distinguishable. Surge stood to my left, his eyes scanning the crowd with the precision of a hawk. The Gassom security had driven their weapons in anticipation, forming a bristling wall around the perimeter. My presidential guard, in stark contrast, stood tall and unflinching at the entrance. The shouts of the crowd were deafening, the hostility palpable. Staller and Horton stood on the forefront, with the fire in their eyes. This is so over-the-top dramatic here. I get it's a tense situation, but like this description and I've said this on like a handful of these videos, but I feel like I'm really just kind of reading a novel there with just the way it's written, because I guess it really is kind of a novel, except you kind of, it's one of those choose-your-own-adventure ones. So with a deep breath, I prepared to address them. Gus extended a megaphone towards me. My fellow swords, we here today not as adversaries, but as collaborators to invest in Gassom. To hard-working employees of Gassom, we stand with you today. Our shared goal is simple, to demand improved living and working conditions. Good people of Narbel, we came here today seeking understanding and progress. We aim to bridge the gap. Before any of you do anything too rash, I want you to take a good look around you. I'm gonna say that. We'll see how that goes, but I think that, ensures that we're giving them money, but at the same time, we're expecting them to give something back to the workers. We're not blind to struggles. We seek to acknowledge them, address them, and improve them. This is not a hollow promise. Remember, we are united by a common goal. Yep, I'm gonna say that there. Speeches and more speeches from President Rayne, but what exactly was decided today? Is she like the one... Oh, she's the labor leader, okay. But what exactly was decided today? We need more than pretty words. We need substance. She's right, Mr. President. Who's this guy? A political theorist. Okay, he's the leader of the Communist Party. What's going to change for the workers? Now hold on a moment. President Rayne is committed to bringing about real change. His actions and decisions demonstrate this clearly, even if it doesn't fit your narrative. Is that so, Major? All we've seen are decisions that favor the likes of you and Alfonso, not the common workers. It's not about narrative. Okay, they're just fighting. Change is slow and gradual, not all solutions are to be as immediate and straightforward. Dennis, the focus here is not on narratives or images, but on real, tangible changes. I understand your skepticism, but I assure you my administration is devoted to bringing about better conditions. You're an academic and a lawyer, Mr. Stoller. No, that's condescending to him. I'm gonna say that. It's a process and we're on the right track. Words, words, and more words, President Rayne. What the workers need are actions. Exactly. Your neglect of our nation's healthcare system will harm millions. Mr. President, we demand you support the upcoming Workers' Rights Bill. Furthermore, we want reform. Reduce the election threshold. Okay, the people of Sordland have elected me to lead. I believe it's crucial to trust the government's judgment in these times of crisis. I understand the concerns and frustrations many of you have. We are here, we are listening, we are committed. We must recognize their own country can't solve all its own problems at once. How dare you speak out? No, I'm not going to be condescending. We are committed to addressing these issues. The crowd remained eerily calm. It seemed like they were waiting, their collective breath held in anticipation of something more. Suddenly, a reporter pushed through the crowd, brandishing a microphone. The locals of Narville have suffered of the impact of Gassam for years. It was just some random reporter. What concrete steps is Gassam going to take for the benefit of the local community? As a result, Gassam is committed to improving the living conditions for its workers, including providing housing and ensuring access to healthcare and education. Gassam will now provide better housing and healthcare. Through hard negotiations, we've secured a commitment to significantly better the lives of its employees. Let's say that one there. That seems like it just gives a general speech there. And it also kind of puts Gassam on the spot, too, with this, because, if somehow they were to renege on their agreement, he spoke out saying that this was agreed upon. So we'll see how it goes. So see, Mr. Stoller and Mrs. Horton, I'm on your side. You can stop whining now. I know it's hard to believe, but today was a victory. This is a vital step towards building a more resilient workforce. I'm just gonna say that. That seems like it's speaking about the people, not just what did I do. A change came over the crowd. The angry shouts were replaced with cries of disbelief, then joy. Eventually, all fell silent as they waited for Dennis and Katerina to respond. If these promises materialize, it can mean a significant improvement in the lives of our comrades at Gassam. Private housing, healthcare, and education, that's indeed a shift from the status quo, Mr. President. While I commend this commitment to improve the lives of our Gassam workers, we can only hope this is not just another political gambit. A group of figures emerged from the crowd adorned in scarlet attire. The Red Youth had arrived. I realized this was no longer a mere protest. It was a symbol of a broader, more potent struggle. The police began reorganizing their ranks and adopted defensive postures. Could you shed some light on the possible deal between the Sordish government and Gassam? What role does the Kingdom of Rizia play? In a show of international cooperation, Sordland and Rizia will jointly invest in Gassam. Okay, no, for some reason I thought Gus was, somehow maybe involved with Rizia now, because, it seemed like they made this agreement with Rizia without actually getting Rizia involved, but maybe it was, negotiated before this, and it just wasn't involved with it. So in a show of international cooperation, Sordland and Rizia will jointly. We are sharing the costs and stakes with Rizia. We're reducing financial pressure and fostering international relationships. It's renewing its ties with the Kingdom of Rizia. That's confidential. I'm gonna say that there. That seems like the best approach to it. A partnership with Rizia. You are aware of the monarchy's history of stamping out disagreements with brute force. We will be watching this co-investment closely. Your government will be responsible for keeping its partners' worst tendencies in check. And a Gassam security officer and a presidential guard member were conversing in hushed tones. I saw them glance over the crowd, now calmer but still restless. President Rayne, while the crowd appears somewhat subdued, I would advise we exercise caution. It may be best to conclude your address and proceed to the vehicle. Thanks for looking out for me, Serge. Let's get out of the way. Are you sure won't running away from this only make the protesters angrier? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead with that. I think he said what he needed to say. Hopefully it put everything in a good position, and let's get out of here then. I'll remain here, Mr. President. The crowd seems calmer now, and I believe I can answer their queries and maintain the peace. You should go ahead. Mr. President, thank you for your willingness to address us. Let's continue these important conversations moving forward. You've shown courage today. We'll see if your actions match your words. Until next time. We have shown courage together. Now we will hold you accountable to your promises. The troubles of the laborers are not over, and neither is the work of our union. So shake their hands. I'm gonna shake their hands, show, an agreement there. Katerina shook with a smile. Dennis followed suit. Almost immediately, the remaining tension of the crowd dissipated. A few workers nearby broke into scattered applause. The initially hesitant clapping grew louder, and jubilant cheers and whistles filled the air. I saw the Red Youth members standing at the edge of the crowd with their arms folded, a hint of approval in their eyes. Yeah, like I said, I knew this would be overall a good thing to speak to the crowd and try to, explain that we're working to build up the country there and everything. As I readied myself to leave, I turned back to Katerina and Dennis the last time. Yes, the dialogue has only started. I assure you both my commitment to progress and change is unwavering. Most are going to come out because most fear facing the truth. My job is to listen and act. As for accountability, isn't that what all government should be held to? You have my word. I understand your frustrations and the urge to voice your concerns, but let's keep our let's see. I'm just gonna say that there. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Dennis Katerina, I look forward to our continuing conversations. We're here for the same reasons, to better the lives of our citizens. Yeah, I'm gonna say that there. That seems like a good, it doesn't establish anything necessarily, but it also, shows that everyone's in there for the greater good. The reporter jumped in. Can you clarify the current status of your personal relationship with Iwa? No more questions, please. Mr. President, if you could please proceed to the vehicle. See, Serge is great. He just, barges in. He's like, nope, you're done asking your stupid questions. We're moving on. So the door closed behind me with a thud, sealing off the external noise. The crowd began to disperse, the individuals breaking away to let our convoy through. The guards took their position nonetheless. The engine purred to life, and we began to move. I'm glad we are safely on our way, Mr. President. Serge, in this role, danger comes with the territory, but your concern is appreciated. A little excitement to keep us on our toes. Thank you, Serge. Or agreed, Serge. A job well done by you and the team. I'm gonna say that one there. Gives him more, credit where credit's due. We appreciate your acknowledgement, Mr. President. It's our duty and honor. So, echoing voices gradually subsided, and, yeah, I think, that one went really well and everything. I feel like it's probably going to pull some sort of, strings down the road and make you kind of regret that decision and whatnot, but overall, yeah, I think that was a really good message there, and hopefully it works to better everything going on there. So, otherwise, this should do it for part 21. Thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for part 22.